Well, welcome to another edition of SIBN Atlanta, live and on demand from the SIBN Television and Radio Studios in Atlanta. Doing it big because of the favor. Okay, favor ain't fair. You know that. Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network brings you SIBN Atlanta news, reviews, music, and more. As we also will be promoting you on tonight. 30 seconds you'll have to give your pitch and let everybody know, live and on demand, what it is that you're about and what you do. And a lot on the plate on tonight, this evening, this afternoon, whenever you may be listening, this morning. Thank you for joining us. We would be remiss if we did not say thank you to all of those that are listening around the world as we broadcast on the various platforms. Thank you to those that are listening on Blog Talk Radio. Thank you so much for those Spreaker followers. Thank you so much for the Blog Talk Radio. I said that already. Okay. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, 415-96 radio listeners, as well as those that have joined the media registry at www.WeSupportSellectUSATV.com. This is SIBN Atlanta.
To the sounds of your lifestyle improvement station.
Hi, Jamaica Chapel, College Park, Georgia, in the house. You're listening to SIBN Radio.
Hi, this is Ted Bones calling from Richmond, Virginia, and you're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. Y'all turn it up now.
Hi, this is VJ Washington calling from Atlanta, Georgia. You're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. So turn it up.
Hi, my name is Sonia Claiborne from East St. Louis, Illinois, by way of Columbusville, Missouri. You're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. Turn it up.
What's good? It's your boy Joe coming from Snellville, Georgia. You're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. Y'all turn it up.
You're listening to the sounds of your lifestyle improvement station, changing the way we live. SIBN FM, powered by Select USA TV.
We're starting off tonight with Cassandra Stewart, the latest LP, Nobody.
My spirit and I can't hold it in. If I tell all he's done for me, where would I begin? His love is the reason I'm alive and it shows. Don't tell it everywhere I go. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. No, can't nobody do me like the Lord. No one. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. No, can't nobody do me like the Lord. No one. Nobody, nobody, no. Nobody, no. Nobody, 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 nobody, no. There were days that I could not get out of the bed. For healing and a love that wouldn't fade me with the love that I never felt. And I live without you. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. Can't nobody do me like the Lord. Can't nobody do me like the Lord. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. Can't nobody do me like the Lord. Can't nobody do me like the Lord. Nobody, nobody, no. Nobody.
You listen to the sounds of Cassandra Stewart right here on SIBN Radio. SIBN Atlanta, broadcasting from the SIBN studios in Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you so much for joining us. A whole lot on the plate on this day. SIBN Atlanta, live and on demand. Cassandra Stewart on deck now with the LP single from the LP, the single, Nobody.
Give them the glory. Everybody has a testimony, truth be told. So if anybody asks you who, better tell them no. Nobody nobody, 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 no one, nobody, nobody, no, nobody, nobody, no, nobody, nobody, no, nobody, nobody, no. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. Can't nobody do me like the Lord. Can't nobody do me like the Lord. Nobody, nobody, no, no, oh, oh, no. Nobody, nobody, no. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. Nobody do me like Jesus.
Oh, yes. Can't nobody do you like Jesus from the LP.
Nobody, nobody.
Permission to Live. The new single. Cassandra Stewart in the house.
Nobody, nobody, no.
All right, you guys, are you ready to rumble? I am ready to rumble. The word of the day is coming up here. Do we have it? I believe we don't have it quite yet, so they're getting it ready. This is SIBN Atlanta, and the word of the day is up. The word of the day is frenetic. FRENETIC. Fast and energetic in a rather wild and uncontrolled way. Imagine that. Let's use it in a sentence. This culture that we're living in is frenetic. Fast, energetic, and in a rather wild and uncontrolled way. Check that. This is SIBN Atlanta.
Are elated, excited, ecstatic about the Select USA TV Mobile Tech Academy. Every week, we travel to our Mobile Tech class site and we instruct our students, first grade and up, how to use the internet for wholesome and positive purposes. We are excited about bringing the Mobile Tech Academy class to you. We want you to call 404-910-5019 for more information or email us globalcoverage@selectusatv.info. You will not be disappointed when you book your class, which is reasonable and affordable, at your location. The Mobile Tech Academy curriculum is tailored to your vision, your objectives, and your mission. When our students are finished learning at your facility, they're able to report on your news. They're able to photograph your events, and so much more. Why don't you call today, 404-910-5019, to get more information, or email us at globalcoverage@selectusatv.info.
What's going on, everybody? This is SIBN Atlanta. This day in history, the Urban League, the National Urban League, was born in 1910. The National Urban League was born in 1910. I got a few things on my desk that we're going to be submitting to the, not to the Urban League, but the NAACP, as well as the ACLU. You know, I've been talking to you about whether or not your student has constitutional rights in a junior high school setting. And we have been talking about that. We're going to be continue to talk about that probably for the rest of the year in various respects. And this morning on one of our shows, we talked about whether or not our high schools are a type and a shadow of prison. Are they designing the campus? Are they designing the rule book to the degree that it prepares our young African Americans in particular for the prison doors to swing wide open? And so if you want to listen to that show, follow me on Twitter @SelectUSATV. Don't forget to follow me on Pinterest, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook @SelectUSATV. That's spelled SALETTE. USA TV. Going back to the boards here with Cassandra Stewart. If they got it ready, I don't know if they got it ready or not. Do you guys have it ready? They say they have it ready. Let it rip, baby. They don't have it ready. Check that out. Imagine that. All right, so let's go back to the boards over here. Okay, we got multiple boards here in the studio, and it's like really, really crazy right about now. But listen, we want to celebrate Cassandra Stewart as they're getting this, queuing that ready. Getting that ready. All right, now it's ready. You know what I'm saying? It's all good because this is SIBN Atlanta, and all of us are on the job and training at the same time. Let's listen to this one, the greatest, one of my favorites, as it is hailing from the great Arise album, Permission to Live, the greatest, Cassandra Stewart. This is SIBN Atlanta.
Insurance. Trey Matthews, one of the top safeties in his class, defined his playing style early on.
I started playing football when I was around 9.
They were doing head-on tackling drills. He was getting ready to hit a guy, and it was like, no, we're not going to let him go against him because he played last year. I was like, no, let him hit it.
Trey didn't know, well, what am I supposed to do? He's much bigger than I am. My husband said, just go at him and go full speed. And he just did it like he had been doing it since he was, younger than 8 or 9.
He's never missed a practice, been late for one. He's a dedicated football player, 12 months out of the year.
Trey's family is very close, and it's helped keep Trey on the path to his dreams.
The closest of our family is phenomenal.
When I step out of line, my mom is the first one on me.
I know I push him a whole lot more than what some of the other boys' parents do, but that, of course, will help him in the end.
Trey's dream is to be a professional football player. We work out together almost every night.
My dad taught me my work ethic. He taught me everything I know.
People talk about a plan B. We don't have a plan B. You put all that you have into your plan A. And if your plan A fails, then we'll work on another plan A.
The NFL is a big dream, and Trey has a plan and the support to protect it.
The best way to protect my dream is to stay focused, keep my body healthy, and hit the books hard.
When Trey starts talking about what he wants to pursue, I just get behind him 100%. We have a motto that we live by that's put God first, go hard, and have fun. That's in life, in the classroom, in everything that you do.
You do a lot of thinking on a bike about your life, family, your dreams. One of my dreams came to me on a bike, to open up my own shop. So what happens when you complete a dream? Well, you just start thinking of the next.
You're listening to SIBN Radio on the Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network. You're listening to SIBN Radio.
Thank you so much for joining us right here on SIBN Atlanta. Shout out to LaTanya Farr-Page. We got a chance to sit in with her this past weekend, if you're listening on demand, this year, as she published her first book, 1,000 Wishes. If you would like to know more information about the book that she has published, send her a friend request right there on Facebook. LaTanya is spelled SLETLETONIA FARRPAGE. She is the sister of one of our partners, Shakina Moore, and we had a fabulous time. Pictures will be ready later on this week or online or SIBNAtlanta.com or even on our Facebook pages. But shout out to her. She is a first-time author, and she is doing some fabulous things. So shout out to Shakina as well for taking her through Authors Boot Camp. So we're going to go right back to the boards real quick with another cut, one more cut if they have it queued up. I've got some interns in the studio, and so y'all know how it is. They're learning, and we're going to go easy on them. But we've got Cassandra Stewart on deck, and I believe we have her on the line, so we'll check that while we go to this real quick. Fiya, F-I-Y-A, from Arise, Permission to Live. We'll be right back. Stand by.
So lift your hands, jump and dance, swing and sway. The King of Glory is in this place, 'cause it is time to lift him higher. Ooh, ever than before. Gotta praise like fire, oh, burning in my soul like fire. Oh, said it's just like fire. Ooh, shut up in my bones. Who's a rock but got Jehovah? Second to none, make room, move over. Got a voice that rolls like thunder. The supreme being, the master's wonder. Celebrate the Lord. All I wanna call, fill the air with praise. You got the glory. Honor the King, 'cause it is time to lift him higher. Oh, ever than before. Gotta praise like fire. All burning in my soul like fire. Oh, said it's just like fire. Ooh, shut up in my bones. Fire. Oh, burning out. Said it's just like fire. Ooh, shut up in my bones. Come on, hey, come on. Gotta praise him. Come on, yes, come on. Here we go, rock those hands, rock those hands, rock those hands, rock those hands.
All right, you're on the line. SIBN Atlanta. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, yeah, this is Cassandra Stewart.
Cassandra. I've been pronouncing Cassandra. How you doing, girl?
Hey, I'm awesome. Yeah, just want to call in and give a shout out.
Thank you so
about
much.
my music and stuff. I hear you playing it, so thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Tell everybody a little bit about your story real quick.
Oh, sure. My name's Cassandra Stewart. I'm in music ministry. My new CD, Arise, Permission to Live, is available right now at csmusicgirl.com to soundtrack your success. Just wanted to say, just remember, it's not over, it's beginning. You're not losing, you're winning. This is Cassandra Stewart, and I approve your win.
Okay, all right. She approved your win. On that, we're going to go back to your music. Thanks so much for calling out. Any final shout-outs you want to give out real quick?
No, just thank you, Marcus, for doing what you do.
Appreciate you. Love you. Talk to you soon. All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Shut up in my bones. Fire. Oh, burning out. Said it's just like fire. Shut up in my bones. Yeah. Clap your hands. Come on, clap your hands. Everybody, come on, clap your hands. Come on, clap your hands. Everybody, come on, do your dance.
It's not enough to have material wealth. The measure of a man or woman is from the inside out and not from the outside in. Don't trick yourself. You will wreck yourself trying to impress others and trying to keep up with the Smiths and the Joneses. It's about time that you start looking at the finish line. And at DCC, we offer the hardest core motivation, daily inspiration for your spiritual foundation that you can find. Why? Because our philosophy is simple. We are the common denominator in every situation.
Well, I'll tell you, we're going to have a short show today, whenever you may be listening, because we got a lot of things on the board for production. But listen, we also want to celebrate all those of you that are authors out there or artists in any way, shape, or form that may want to be celebrated and played right here on SIBN Radio. By all means, give us a call at 1-888-544-1254, extension 101. Or you can email us at global coverage, thank you so much for that, global coverage at selectusatv.info, global coverage at selectusatv.info. And don't forget to visit our website right there, www.sibnatlanta.com, as well as our media registry. Our media registry is right there, www.we-support-select-usa-tv.com. And if you're not following us on Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube, by all means, you'll want to do so to keep up with what we're trying to do with SIBN television and radio networks. And by all means, if you're looking for footage of what we have done, you can go to SIBN Atlanta, as well as our YouTube channel. And with our YouTube channel, it's very important that if you want to see our B-roll, if you want to see who we're covering, if you want to see how our work looks, the production, all of those things, and maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But suffice it is to say that YouTube channel is select. We have more than one, so you want the one with the logo that has the blue on it. All right, the logo, the international logo that has the blue on it, and it has the many nation flags in the center. All right, so that's the one you want, SALETTE USA TV. Hey, this is SIBN Atlanta. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to SIBN Radio, powered by Select USA TV. Tune in 24/7 at www.415-96radio.com. Follow us on Twitter at Select USA TV and on Facebook at www.facebook.com Select USA TV.
Now is the time. Now is the time. Your radio show on SIBN Radio. You're ready to share your message with the world. Then call 404-910-5019. That's right, call 404-910-5019. Producing your radio show on SIBN Radio. For more information, dial 404-910-5019. That's right. 404-910-5019. Now is the time.
It's not enough to have material wealth. The measure of a man or woman is from the inside out and not from the outside in. Don't trick yourself. You will wreck yourself trying to impress others and trying to keep up with the Smiths and the Joneses. It's about time that you start looking at the finish line. And at DCC, we offer the hardest core motivation, daily inspiration for your spiritual foundation that you can find. Why? Because our philosophy is simple. We are the common denominator in every situation.
You know I love it. Baby, I see you, boo. First coat of paint in that candy apple cream. Feet on 23s when you're stepping on the scene. And I love it, I love the way you do it, babe. You know I want you in the worst way. You got your top let back, slow motion riding by. You're gonna catch my eye, cause you're looking so fly. I love it, I love the way you do it, babe. You know I want you in the worst way. This is Bobby Rose, ooh, about Chevy, Reeves, and Pilots, SS, Volusia, Stoppers. You know we're looking so hot, so hot. Can I get with you, me and my girl, take baby in your old school. About Chevy, Reeves, and Pilots, SS, Volusia, Stoppers. You coming straight out the wash, fresh wax, clean buff. And when you get out, I see the doors go up. And I love the way you do it, babe.
Well, what's popping in the news? A Michigan's gay couple ban was struck down pending the appeal. Very interesting how that we keep going back and forth with the gay marriage situation, constitutionally speaking. Also, we have a lot of prayer that we have to levy against the members of the citizens, rather, of Ukraine, as we see that Russia has already annexed Crimea into Russia. It was previously a part of Russia under the Soviet Union, but we see that Putin has really overstepped his bounds in many respects, and so sanctions have been levied against members of his inner circle, if you will, and also on the political front, as we are speculating who will be the front runners for the Republican and Democratic parties. The infighting continues. It's nothing new. But one of our personal campaigns here has been about your child's school rights. Did you know that in junior high school, as well as particularly high school, that your child do not have the knowledge, and you may not have the knowledge, to understand that the disciplinary procedure could afford your child consequences beyond your control? If your child is caught up in a scenario or accused of some infraction, your child could wind up in the office of the assistant principal, more likely. They seem to have so much more power these days, and questioned without a recording, without a videotape, perhaps without an advocate for the child. We're not really talking about legal counsel because we know the school system is not going to go for that, but there's no advocate for the child. They're questioning your child, who has Fourth and Fifth Amendment rights, but they're questioning your child. And as I had a situation come across my desk, your child could sign something and say something that could and would incriminate him both on the school level as well as on the level of juvenile justice. And also a hearing can be had by which the parents may not be afforded the innuendos, if you will, of the school system's rules and regs. And so I think, as I've said on other shows, that assistant principals have been given too much power. This is too much power because if you study and research this in the legal community, this is leading a very, very serious path for a lot of our young men and young girls to juvenile justice. And I will not stop talking about this until parents begin to wake up and realize that if you're sending your child to public schools, then you are responsible to know what that school is doing. I've also talked about on my shows how that school systems advocate their rightness or their righteousness, if you will, if I can borrow a biblical word, and they are never considered in error about anything. And when you catch them in error, you yourself as parents know that they get an attitude that changes the whole altitude of your child's learning. And I tell many parents that if you've been training your child is marked. And teach your children not to take shortcuts because they will get cut short. But the point of the matter is this. We cry about fathers not being involved. And in a lot of cases where fathers are being involved, these things are not talked about on other radio shows. I'm talking about an epidemic, a quiet epidemic that is growing in the public school system where fathers are present. And as I use for an example, Trayvon Martin's father was present in his life. Let me just pause right there. Trayvon Martin's father was present in his life. Trayvon Martin is dead. Jordan Davis's father was present and active in his life. Jordan Davis is dead. So I want to warn you that, first of all, if you are spending time with your kids and your kids are trained and you're that parent that's involved, there's an X on your child's back. Here's what I mean. In a lot of cases, it seems to me, correct me if I'm wrong, call in 347-539-5586, write in Select USA TV at Y7Mail or Marcus Select at Gmail, or you can even call my office, 1-888-544-1254, and let me know what your thoughts are. You can hit me up on Facebook. But it seems to me that the good kids are the scapegoats for what the administrators can't catch in the bad kids. I need some help right there. It seems to me that administrators who are completely frustrated with the fact that they don't have parental involvement from kids that are turning up, they turn the good kids down by lumping them with a general judgment across the board. And so I am advocating and I am warning parents across the country that you need to understand the law. The law, the school rules and regs does not afford your child constitutional rights. Your child could be accused of something, and unless they have actual physical evidence, as well as credible witnesses. I did say credible witnesses, because as with the APS scandal, if APS teachers, principals, and administrators could lie, cheat, and cover up cheating on national testing, what do you think your school is covering up and cheating on? Oh, you thought that they weren't cheating on anything. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. And if you are living in a home that you are paying a mortgage on, your property taxes are going toward your local school. Check your bill. Check your bill. Part of your monies are going toward that local public school. And so it is your right to understand that in the school rules and regs, your child is not afforded any constitutional protection. Your child can be called into an office, be questioned without an advocate, be asked or required to sign statements admitting or denying any event or incident, and your child could also be called into a hearing, and therefore consequences could be levied against your child with no repercussions. Now, you do have a right to hire an attorney should you go to a hearing. But most middle-class parents are already feeling the squeeze, and I may talk about that squeeze later on in the show. But we're already feeling the squeeze. What do I mean by feeling the squeeze? I don't know, to switch gears real quick, if you check Obamacare. Now, I was on the side of the president for a long time until I went on the website. And I tried, and I did successfully sign up, or register, I should say, and made an attempt to sign up. And when I saw the premiums, I want to promise you, my eyes bucked, if you will. I could not believe $400, $500, $600, and that's if you want a decent plan. If you want the cheap plans, the lowest I saw was around $375, $385 for me and my son. And I am very, very troubled about this. Now, you know that the first year, just to switch gears, talk about the middle class now, the first year you're going to pay a penalty on your taxes of about $95. I don't know if that's per person, but you need to Google that information. We also know that there's been an amendment to the health care bill, the health care law, I should say. Whereas if you're falling on hard times, I believe you can now file for that. Before the amendment was you could only file for religious reasons, but now if you truly have hard times, you can file for that. But the first year, the fees outweigh the premiums. Excuse me, the fees outweigh the premiums. I mean, the fees don't outweigh the premiums because they're supposed to be $95. Now, I don't know if that's $95 a person or not, but you need to double check. But my point is this. We are putting our kids in our schools thinking that they are protected. We already know from several shootings in school, mass killings in school, that our children are yet at risk. At any time, someone can pull a gun or a knife and your child could be in harm's way. We already know that. And we're sleeping like, okay, I don't know all the Christians are praying and saying, oh, my child is covered by the blood. I mean, yes, but your child could also be caught by a snare. The snare that other people have laid to catch bad kids, and they don't care if there's 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 good kids in the net. They will do whatever it takes to make sure that their job is done. What am I saying? Check out your public high schools. Check out your junior high schools. Now, on the junior level, in some cases, parents are called when an incident occurs. But on the high school level, and just in general, many schools, correct me if I'm wrong, they're not required to call parents. They're not required to call you when something happens. You will get the phone call after it happens and after your child has been awarded a consequence. But here's my question. What if your child answered questions that they did not know the severity of the consequences? What if your child was telling the truth, but the administrator said we have witnesses, and the child got scared and made up a lie to cover for some other kid, and now the child is admitting to something that the child didn't do? Who is sitting in that room advocating for that child's rights? Who is sitting in that room advocating for that child's future? Because as I come to a close on this topic alone, I want to suggest to you this. Assistant principals now have a right to change your child's future. Are you going to just sit by and let them change it at will and have no vested interest in how the process stands up to the Constitution, to the constitutional rights of our students? I beg to differ. And this is what I'm advocating for on SIBN Atlanta. I'll be right back after this.
Now is the time. Now is the time.
Have your radio show on SIBN Radio. You're ready to share your message with the world. Then call 404-910-5019. That's right, call 404-910-5019. Producing your radio show on SIBN Radio. For more information, dial 404-910-5019. That's right. 404-910-5019. Now is the time.
Responsible. Accountable. Who taught you that? My daddy taught me that. That's right, the new book all the way from Asheville, North Carolina, representing the legacy of Benny Lake is Keenan Lake, the author of My Daddy Taught Me That, the book and the program for young men in Asheville, North Carolina and throughout the region.
Tune in to the program, the project, and the book at mydaddytaught.me.that.com. For more information, email lake@mydaddytaught.me.that.com or call 828-582-2261. That's 828-582-2261. mydaddytaught.me.that.com. I ran across this article that was very interesting that you may want to know about. There was a prison. When I call the name, you're going to be familiar with it. Mother Jones reports America's worst prison closed 51 years ago, except it didn't. Alcatraz, the federal penitentiary, was conceived as a place to put the worst of the worst, the prisoners that kept starting problems at the other prisons. Put them all together, and the thinking was, well, if we put them there, maybe they'll get the message that they are confined for the reasons of punishment. And as the article goes on to say, it wasn't a place for rehabilitation. It was a place to isolate the infection of prisoners that continually cause havoc, if you will, with other prisoners. So it was closed 51 years ago today. Not because it was brutal, though it was, or because the living conditions were inhumane, though it was. It simply cost too much to operate. This isn't a secret, the article says over Mother Jones, but it's easy to forget because people tend to know three things about Alcatraz. It was brutal, no one escaped it and lived and tell about it, and it was closed. You could be forgiven for assuming that one morning in the spring of 1963, everyone woke up and said, hey, wait a minute, let's treat our prisoners better. Maybe JFK was there and the wind was blowing in his hair and he smiled, and Bobby was there too and he looked very serious, and maybe one of them quoted author that says the degree of civilization in a society can be judged by entering its prisons. And then they shut the prison and went sailing, and Jackie was there and everyone was happy. But that really didn't happen. Everyone was fine with the prisoners being treated the way they were. And 51 years later, so are we. Really, the United States operates 1,800 prisons and 3,000 jails. And like Alcatraz, they're not about rehabilitation. I don't know why kids really want to go to jail. I don't know what's the fascination with kids that want to go to jail these days. But there is absolutely nothing fabulous about going to a jail that is not about rehabilitation. It's all about money, plain and simple. There are about 80,000 people held in solitary confinement every year. As many as half of all sexual assaults in prisons are carried out by prison guards. 1/4 of the people incarcerated on earth are incarcerated in the United States. And we have 2.3 Americans behind bars. I'm just saying. While we're sitting and having fun, letting our kids let their hair down, working our 2 jobs, driving our little, Jags and whatever it is that we're driving, folks are preparing for our kids' demise. And it starts with our school systems. As I said in my show earlier today, too many times more than not, we have too many rules and regs and not enough intervention strategies. Put that in a book. Tell me how you're going to intervene with the normal development of a 14-year-old child. Tell me how you're going to intervene with the normal development of a 16-year-old child. Don't tell me how you're going to just punish them, but everything is about punishment now. Everything is about punishment. So I want to encourage you, if you are listening to this show, to be an advocate for student rights and to be careful who you allow to interview your child and what your child signs, because the school system take those documents as very serious documents that can be used against them. And I want your child to have a fair chance at a bright future. Just a coach.
In with the new. I've been so bound. I need a breakthrough. My sins held me down, had me so confused. But right here and now, I wanna be new. I've been down for so long, didn't know what to do. I lost a lot of loved ones, but it's led me to you. I long to be free from these chains holding me. So Lord, hear my cry, hear my plea. I want a fresh start. 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 So create in me a clean heart and renew the right spirit in me. I want a fresh start. I want a fresh start. Out with the old, in with the new. Yeah, I've been so bound. I need a breakthrough. My sins held me down, had me so confused. But right here and right now, I wanna be new. I've been down so long, didn't know what to do. I've lost a lot of loved ones, let me go. I gotta be free. Chains holding me. This is my plea. I want a fresh start. 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 So create in me a clean heart and renew the right spirit in me. I want a fresh start. 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 I want a fresh start.
You're listening to SIBN Radio. We'll be right back in a moment. Now is the time to have your business online with the Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network. That's right, SIBN or Select USA TV will produce your video on the spot. Picture business videos, on location streaming videos, or on location production videos. Dial 678-830-3118 or call the office at 404-910-5019 Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now is the time to have your business online with SIBN. The Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network now offers picture videos, on-location streaming videos, and on-location production videos for your event, cause, brand, or mission. Call today, 678-830-3118 or 404-910-5019. Attention all artists of all genres. Now you can be featured on Gas Global Artist Showcase on the CATL show, airing now on SIBN Radio. That's right, all artists now, all genres, wholesome and positive please, can be featured on Gas Global Artist Showcase. Global Artist Showcase on the CATL show, now airing on SIBN Radio. For more information, dial 404-910-5019. That's 404-910-5019. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right. Or email us at globalcoverage@selectusatv.info.
Are you a spoken word artist?
Now is your time to be featured online. Tier 1 Promotions on the CATL show is looking for spoken word artists to be featured
On regular rotation.
If you are a spoken word artist, now is your time to be promoted on Tier 1 Promotions with the CATL show. For more information, dial 404-910-5019. That's 404-910-5019. Or email us your bio and your links to work online. Global coverage at selectusatv.info. Global coverage at selectusatv.info. Calling all spoken word artists nationwide. Nationwide call for all spoken word artists. Nationwide. A nationwide call for all spoken word artists. This has been your CATL GAS Global Artist Showcase promotion.
All submissions must be wholesome and positive, please. Suitable for SIBN television and radio networks.
You're listening to the live sounds of TB2, Christian gospel artist out of St. Louis, Missouri. We'll be right back with the final thoughts in just a few moments. Whatever you do, whatever happens in life, it takes two, the person that you are and the person you are becoming and the person that you're interacting with. Nothing just happens. And while we do need God in our lives, and there are many people that just don't believe, and so we got to shine a light for them. And I want to encourage you that we're advocating for you to be better. We're advocating for you to be stronger. We're advocating for you to be wiser. Because if not, we could be looking at a serious scenario of haves and have-nots. And you don't want to be looking at that scenario, as we're already seeing the middle class being squeezed nearly to death. And while we have our principles and our promises that we stand on, trust me, it's going to get worse before it ever gets better. The good thing about those who believe, though, is that it becomes better for them in the midst of a culture that experiences the worst. So SIBN Atlanta is about promoting you, celebrating you, kind of combining all of the things that we have done with the CATL show, a little bit of the Morning Bread show, DCC, and other shows, the Political Rant, and bringing it all under one capsule. I need your help. I need you to share our show with others. I need you to send us tips via email or in our inbox on Facebook and let us know, listen, I know of a girl, I know of a boy, I know of a woman, I know of a man who's doing some positive things. And I want to get them on your platform so that they can have a voice. Because we're about empowering others to use their voice as they speak up, as they speak out, and as they speak on the issues in life. Whatever you do, I want you to be encouraged. It's tough out here. And as the song says, there is no one that will do you better than Jesus. Now, as I said, everyone does not believe. But believe me, you, when you've gone through hell and high water, you're going to look up at some point. Let's close it out with Cassandra Stewart from her new LP, Arise, Permission to Live.
Working on you good. You're gonna cry, you're gonna laugh, but I'm the best friend you will ever have. Take my hand, I'm on your side. Let me fix your wings to fly. You have permission to live. You have permission to rise. You have permission to heal. You have permission to fly. You have permission to live. You have permission to rise. You have permission to heal. You have permission to fly. When you feel overcome, look to me. I'm the one who brings light just like the sun. Your new
It's not enough to have material wealth. The measure of a man or woman is from the inside out and not from the outside in. Don't trick yourself. You will wreck yourself trying to impress others and trying to keep up with the Smiths and the Joneses. It's about time that you start looking at the finish line. And at DCC, we offer the hardest core motivation, daily inspiration for your spiritual foundation that you can find. Why? Because our philosophy is simple. We are the common denominator in every situation. You're listening to the sounds of your lifestyle improvement station.
Hi, my name is Sonia Claiborne from East St. Louis, Illinois, by way of Carruthersville, Missouri. You're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. Turn it up.
Well, that's my time. SIBN Atlanta. Appreciate you. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Blog Talk Radio, Spreaker, all those different places. We also have our own newsletter. If you go to Paperly, our own newspaper, I should say, paperly.com, and type in SIBN Television and Radio, Paperly, PAPER.LI, and search SIBN Television and Radio. You'll find our online newspaper, and it pulls in stories from around the world, respectively, to those things that you guys may want to know about. Thank you so very much for following us, for making your comments known so that we can know how to bring SIBN Atlanta to you in a better fashion. We appreciate you so much. Thank you also to all of our interns. Shout out to Mickey Beats. I think that's the name. Yeah, Mickey Beats. He's been sending us some new tracks for bed music for the radio station. His girlfriend is well, she's not an intern anymore, but she started as an intern, very good friend of the network, and she's been sending good people our way. So shout out to Mickey, and shout out to Precious Price. Thank you so very much. And all of those of you that have tuned in live and or on demand, whatever you do, stay in contact with us. We appreciate you very much. My name is Marcus Salette. I'm out.
Listening to the sounds of your lifestyle improvement station, changing the way we live. SIBN FM.